what you're gonna say if I ever walk away. Let's play, let's pretend you could treat me fair. Maybe you won't scare me, maybe you would care. You know I'll wait for you, can't stay away from you. I'll stick around when things are falling down. I need a reason for me to leave here. Zigzag circus, I don't know this sticky icky is the potion.
We're here in Seattle. We've got baseball on the show. It's the New York Yankees taking on the Seattle Mariners. John Shambi, Chris Singleton with you. We're in store for a major league debut in this one, Singy. It remains to be seen what kind of career he'll have, but here's step one, and there's a lot of hope and optimism around him. This organization thinks he can be an impact player.
And from what I've seen and heard from people that follow prospects really closely, I do too. We may not see him light the league on fire right from the start, as there's usually a learning.
And stepping in is the speedy Rick Redd. Homered last night, added another hit as well.
Yeah, no one better. Let's go, kid.
Foul ball. Ortega over at first with one away.
Come on, big guy, one time. Here you go.
And a pitch. That misses the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Luis Castillo, a guy who debuted in 2017 with the Reds at 24 years old, multiple all-star appearances, traded to the Mariners at the deadline in 2022. You think about that triple-digit fastball, but the changeup is the thing that stands out.
Yeah, and you could argue that he's got the best changeup in baseball. From the right side, it's like a Bugs Bunny pitch and works so well off of his fastball.
On the ground, 2 ball. He flips it to second in time, and that's 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. We're tied 0-0. Back here at the ballpark, now it's the power speed combo. Rick Redd. You talk about the power and the speed together.
Well, we knew he was going to be a stud just coming up, making his way through the minor leagues, and quickly at this level, an impact player.
First offering misses badly for ball 1. There's a swing and a drive. Labrada going back on this one. Back some more. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Man, I love that route. The ball was smoked. He knew he had to get back to the track right away. Turned his back.
Next to hit, Victor Labrada. Went down on strikes his first time through. And he lays down a bunt. Castillo takes it himself, and they get him trying to bunt for a hit.
Well, I'm pretty sure he took a look around the end.
And stepping in for the Yankees, Rick Redd. Scoreless here, but now he's got to deal with a guy who's got some power. Got to be careful when you're talking about a hitter with this type of slug and these type of home run totals. He gets the intentional walk here, and now will force at any base with 2 gone. How big a deal is that walk?
I don't think it's a big deal, because if you pitch to the previous hitter with the power he has, he can hit a home run. I think it was a calculated walk. We'll see how it pays off here.
Bounce to the right. Torres tosses to first. That ends the frame. 1 down. Here's the second baseman, Rick Redd. He is quite an athlete. I mean, you look around the other sports, basketball, football, you feel like he could thrive in one of those sports too.
All right, one pitch, your pitch right here. Let's go.
Pitch misses inside. 1-0. 1 out. The go-ahead run is at second. Good eye right there. Appears they're working around him with the base open, Singy.
Well, you know, these 2-0 counts, Boo, they're just not what they used to be, and we sound like old guys when I say that. But ultimately, this is a strategic game, and you expect to see this type of approach by the pitcher in this situation.
Here's a 3-0. There's the strike. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
Hey, on the road. Drive him in. Let's go. Here we go.
The pitch. Got him. 2 out.
Nice work there to get the strikeout, and that's a big second out. I'll tell you, this home crowd will be fired up. They can get out of.
J.P. Crawford up next for the Mariners.
Hey, watch out for us. Please watch out for us.
On the ground, right side. And that chance handled in plenty of time to first. Now only 1 out remaining.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
1-2 now. On the ground, right side. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Yankees strand the tying run on base to win it.
Well, this one was all about the pitching and defense. Outstanding job of the pitchers, really attacking hitters, trusting what the catcher was putting down, and trusting the guy standing behind him to make the plays.
On the corner of Dave Niehaus Way and Edgar Martinez Drive, welcome to T-Mobile Park. Baseball. First pitch coming at you right after the break. 1 down. Rick Rebb stepping in now for the Yankees, leading the American League in hitting entering the day. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Pereira puts it away for the out. And a couple of quick outs. Rick Rebb stepping in now for the Yankees. He's 0 for 1.
Let it rip one time. Need you right here.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
You know, these Yankees showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Swing and a miss. And that is strike 2.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
That one ripped. That's back there. Gone. That'll fire up the dugout, and that gives them a lead. It's 2-1.
That's great confidence in the power right there. Most hitters would try to hook that ball to the pull side and hit it out of the park. He stayed back, let it travel, and hit it hard the other way.
And now here is Everson Pereira trying to pick up his first knock in the big leagues. Double play ball to second. Rebb slings to second. Throw to first, but he beat it. Over to first, safe. Now it's the second baseman, Rick Rebb. He's already homered in this game. Pretty amazing athlete this guy is. Power and speed, quite a threat. I mean, you're talking about someone that could steal you a bag and go deep. Bo Jackson, anyone? And first offering is fouled off.
When you have a real athletic player and who's able to do the baseball mechanical things really well, look out, because the sky's the limit on that potential.
Next offering way off the plate. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. Chance to collect himself now as he asks for time. One and two here. Struck him out looking. So one hit is all they get. Home half of the fifth coming up. Yankees 3 and the Mariners 1. Here's Ben Gamble. On the ground, a second, might be two. There's one. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice. Throw to first, but he beat it. All set for the start of the inning. And stepping in for the Yankees, Rick Redd.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
The pitch. There's the strike.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
And that's a strike. Pitch misses. Yeah, the count 1-2. The tying run at the plate. Pitch misses there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, let it fly right here. Let it fly.
Out to short, Black. Tosses across the first. 1 up, 1 down.
Well, such a confidence boost for a reliever.
And now the shortstop, Tyler Black. Right-handed reliever. On the ground. On to France. That's the second out.
Now back, second baseman.
4-3 our final score for Chris Singleton.
We're about halfway through the season, and boy, he is right in the middle of an MVP race. It takes a special year. Joe Mauer, you know it all.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. The show has an AL East matchup. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the New York Yankees. John Shambi and Chris Singleton on the call. Chris, one guy having a big year for this club, leading the team in home runs and runs batted in. Rick Redd leads the team in OPS, so he's the guy that looks to slug and basically make things happen for them offensively.
Just a machine in terms of production at the plate. He'll take his walks. He'll barrel up the baseball. He'll hit the ball in the gaps. He'll hit the ball over the fence. So talk about a guy going good. That's him right now, and he's a bat that you want to stay away from if you're the pitcher.
One down. And up next for New York, Rick Redd. Homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. He provides a surprising amount of pop from the second base position.
Listen, that's not something to take lightly. Getting that kind of production from the guys up the middle, it's not a strength of most lineups.
And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes.
Come on, big guy, one time. Here you go.
And another ball. And what does that do for a team when you get power from unexpected spots like that?
When you're in the dugout and you see a guy come up big like that you don't necessarily expect it, it just energizes that entire team.
The next pitch misses. 3-1. One down, base is empty. And a base hit into right center field. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like you did right there.
Now it's the switch-hitting outfielder, Oswaldo Cabrera. Good defender. He's been inconsistent offensively. At the belt and fires. Lifted in the air out to left. Varsho pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. Runner at first with 2 away. Jose Trevino stepping in now for the Yankees. Sat out last night's game, but back in there today. And that's too high. Singy Alec Manoah's turned into one of the better starters in the American League. Blue Jays drafted him out of West Virginia. He was the 11th over. Runner on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. When a guy like this gets on first, you know he's going to steal second at some point during the at-bat. Nice job to get into scoring position. The defense probably knew it was coming, but they just couldn't do anything to stop it.
Hit on the ground to the right side. Guerrero takes it himself. Play made. That ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We head on now to the top of the 3rd. It's the Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. The 1-2. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Quick feed to second for 1, and they get him easily at first. It's a double play.
That was a much-needed double play right there.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Ground ball up the middle. Reb. And that is that. Back here in New York, bottom of the inning. Here's a speed threat, Rick Reb.
The second baseman.
He's definitely a talented player. He can hit the ball a mile, and they're just hoping for him to have some more consistency so he can establish that next level here in the big leagues.
There's a strike. It really feels like we might be running out of time before a rain delay is called. This rain is not letting up.
Yeah, and if we do get a delay, the unfortunate thing is the clock's going to start ticking on these pitchers, and they won't be able to keep their arms warm forever if it's a long break, and going to have to exit this game a little early. You know, these Yankees need to bring up the quality of their at-bats and specifically their swings. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get anything going.
Got him. And the leadoff man, Rick Reb, getting ready to hit. 1 for 2. That one finds the corner, and it's 0-1. Looks like the weather could actually play a factor in this one. It's coming down pretty good.
Yeah, it is, and it's not too bad yet, but the field's not going to be able to hold up if the rain gets any worse than this. So keep an eye on the pitcher's mound as well, and the rest of the infield start to puddle up a little bit.
The pitch. And there's a ball. And it's even up.
Tonight, his slider has been really impressive. I mean, tight spin. Seems like the hitters aren't picking it up out of the hand.
the tying run at the plate. In the air out towards right center. Kiermaier moving under it. Makes the grab. 2 down. Bo Bichette up to the dish. The 2-1. Rolled to short. Possible 2-ball. Peraza to second. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
Well, that at bat had a lot widened on it. Definitely one of the bigger ones in this game. So that double play is going to be one we look back on when this thing is over. Big time execution.
And next for New York, Rick Rebb. 1 for 3. That clips the corner. The Yankees looking to rally. Trying to keep the game alive here in the bottom of the 9th. Next pitch is outside.
This is the guy they turn to get the most important outs of the ball game, but they're going to make him work to get this save.
Hey, touch up right here.
1-1 now. High in the air out to right. Phillips settles under this one, and he's got it. Ball game. And the Blue Jays take game 1 of the series on the road.
Well, there's a lot more work to be done in this series, but it all starts one game at a time. Taking the first of 4, that means you're in a position to avoid a sweep. Come out tomorrow, you win 2 games, you know that you've at least split the series. Those are the mind games you got to play.
Live from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, the show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Toronto Blue Jays going up against the New York Yankees. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about set to go now, and towing the slab in this one, Carlos Rodon. What should we keep an eye on here?
His career ERA's been under 4. What I like most about him is his reliability. Takes the ball every 5th day, ready to go whenever the manager calls.
Stepping in the long ball threat, Rick Redd, leading the American League in homers coming into this one, having a monster season. Nice stop. The throw, Espinal over to second, and that's all they'll get.
Batting 7, the shortstop.
Runners at the corners here, 1 away. Oswaldo Cabrera stepping in now for the Yankees. Hitless last night, and they only scored 1 run. Gausman throws over, and he's back in safely.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to the right side. Dive, and he's got it. And they get the out.
Well, that ball off the bat ticketed for the outfield and a base hit for the hitter, but just taken away by the diving stop. Nice job.
Here's Jose Trevino. 1 run batted in yesterday. Their only run of the game. Man at second. That one to first. Guerrero. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back in the Bronx, on to the 3rd inning, and it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. Up the middle, Rebb. The throw to first, and a quick out, number 1. Back to the top of the lineup, Whit Merrifield up to the plate, and a pitch. Popped up. Tracks it down for the out, and that's the inning. Man at first with 1 gone, and stepping in for the Yankees, Rick Redd. He's 0 for 1.
For you growing up in New York City, I mean, you're a big sports fan. Tell me about your experience with the Yankees growing up.
I really went to Shea Stadium more than I did to Yankee Stadium. I grew up a Phillies fan. There was one game, though, that I went to as a kid. I sat in the upper deck. It was the game that Bo Jackson hit 3 homers in his first 3 plate appearances and then hurt his shoulder, diving for Deion Sanders inside the park home run. That's probably the most memorable game that I ever attended as a fan at Old Yankee Stadium.
He hasn't wanted a challenge in both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
The 2-0 is in for a strike.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out of that double play.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Well, he just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
The next offering misses. Counts full, 3-2.
The idea was right, looking to locate that fastball up and in. He just missed his spot a little bit.
Stanton leads off first with one away. Swing and a line drive, base hit out into center field. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
All over that one right there. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
Now here is Oswaldo Cabrera. Grounded out his first time. The 1-2. This one in the air, right field. Phillips drifts towards it. And there's two away. First and second, two down. At the plate, Jose Trevino. 0 for 1 so far. Up the middle. On the run, throw to first. Inning over. Set for the last half of the seventh. Here's the second baseman, Rick Redd. Great speed and great power. A great athlete, quite simply. Gausman back to work.
He's like Mike Trout. You figure whatever you put in his hand, whether it's a bat, whether it's a golf club, whether it's a basketball, he can do it and get it done. And a rare talent, so much fun to watch.
And the next pitch is way outside. Next offering is in for a strike.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
Next pitch just misses, and it's 2-2. Kevin Gausman hails from Colorado, but he played his college ball at LSU. He was the 4th overall pick in the 2012 draft, made his debut at 22 years old in 2013, and he has gotten himself through a lot. Next pitch inside, full count, 3-2. In the air to left center. Makes the catch for the out. We head to the bottom of the ninth. And stepping in for the Yankees, Rick Redd. Okay, so Jordan Romano, a guy who never used cologne until a teammate gave him a bottle in 2021. He's been using it for games ever since. He rotates 3 colognes. Number 1, feeling good. Number 2, feeling dangerous. Number 3, let's snap a losing streak.
Sounds like he's got all the bases covered with that.
That pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-2. And time called at the plate. Maybe trying to slow things down here in a crucial spot. Now he steps out of the box as he asks for time. Now time called at the plate. Kicks and fires. That misses the zone. Now 1-2.
0-2 pitch that far out of the zone gives the hitter a little confidence that maybe he can climb back into this at bat.
The 1-2. Now one missed. One-run game, bottom 9. And now it's filled up. Oswaldo Cabrera up next. The tying run at the plate. Got him swinging for the K. Slider got him for strike 3.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Yankees, 3 runs on 9 hits.
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. The show has an AL East matchup. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the New York Yankees. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now, second in the AL in home runs. Here's a 1-2. To the right side. On to France. And that is that. Base is empty, 1 away. And the batter is George Springer. Went deep in the ball game last night. Line drive. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Batting 7.
Bottom half of inning number 2. And stepping in for the Yankees, Rick Rebb. You talk about the power and the speed together.
Well, we knew he was going to be a stud just coming up, making his way through the minor leagues, and quickly at this level, an impact player.
The right-hander back to work. On the corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
See it, drive it like you can. Come on.
Now 1-1. Ed Drummond behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Maybe one of the most respected umpires around the league.
He's not the kind of umpire that you're likely to notice back there. And that can be a huge compliment, really. So if you're just kind of quietly doing your job, staying consistent with your calls, hitters, pitchers, managers, even fans, they're all going to appreciate you. Ed Drummond, he's that kind of umpire.
Batting 8. The shortstop.
Man at first. And up next for New York, Oswaldo Cabrera. 0 for 6 in the series so far. Red on at first. Nobody out. Swing and a high drive. That one way back there. On its way and gone. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Home run number 10 on the year. And they tack on to their lead. It's 5-zip.
He handled a pretty good changeup down in the zone right there. To me, that says he was looking down, and that's why he was able to stay on it so well, not get out in front, and hit that ball a long way.
Top half of the 3rd inning. Here's Kiermaier now.
Leading off for Toronto, the center fielder, Kevin
Cole back to work.
Kiermaier.
Right side, Rebb. Slings to first, 1 up, 1 down. Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. And a 1-2. Ground ball right side, and that one handled. On to first, 3rd out. Blue Jays held in check. Still looking at that 5-0 deficit. Rick Rebb now at the plate. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. He is quite an athlete. I mean, you look around the other sports, basketball, football, you feel like he could thrive in one of those sports too. First offering, and it just misses.
Not the easiest thing when you're talking about a guy that's, perhaps is going to be in the rotation, maybe a long relief guy, to not start an inning, to come into it.
Now a rocket to right center. Way back there. And forget it. It's out of here. He'll circle the bases, his 39th home run of the season. It's 8-0.
You see a guy take a slider on the outside part of the plate and hit an opposite field home run, fires you up because not only is he flexing the muscles to show the pop, that kind of approach you'll hit for a high average as well.
And next for New York, Rick Redd. He's already homered here in this one. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. That one well upstairs. And that is ball one. Next offering is foul back. Ortega off of first with 2 away. Next offering is in for a strike.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Come on, baby, get your pitch up there.
Boots it. But they get the out at first, and that'll do it for the inning. The Yanks lead one, but they still lead it by a count of 8-4. Here's Kevin Kiermaier, 1 for 2. On the ground, right side. On to France. He's out.
Now batting, the second baseman, Rick Redd.
Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And he greets the new arm from the bullpen with a double.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and lifted into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
1 out, runner at second. And stepping in for the Yankees, Oswaldo Cabrera. He's already homered in this game. And the 0-2. Lined into right. Springer there makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
Up next for the Yankees, the catcher.
Man at second here with 2 away. And up next for New York, Jose Trevino. 1 for 3. 3-0 down. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
4 pitches. That's an easy walk, man. He could have walked me right there, Boog. The last one wasn't even close.
So the lineup flips over. Now the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. The 0-1. Bounced, and that got the pitcher. Fires over to first. Inning ends, and that stops the bleeding.
These guys had the long ball working for them today. 4 home runs had a lot to do with them coming out on top.
11-6 the final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Sciambi saying so long.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Yankees, 11 runs on 4.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show brings you the game of the week. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the New York Yankees. Bo Bichette up to the dish. Right now 3rd in the American League in RBIs. Hit on the ground might be 2. Fires to second for one. On to first, double play. So a runner at third, 2 men out. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2 homers in the game yesterday, so he's feeling good coming in. Bounce to the right side. Tosses to first, and Guerrero is set down. That's out left for Toronto. And now it's Dalton Varsho. Just 2 for 11 in the series so far. Severino kicks, deals. Hit hard, that gets through. And they're happy to play station to station right here. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Everything came together for him.
And stepping in is the speedy Rick Rebb. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. Michaelis, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, a curve, and he works in a changeup. Next offering is in for a strike. Woody Keller making the calls behind home for us today.
And Boog, something to keep an eye on is how pitchers utilize the top part of the strike zone. We see a lot more of that in today's game with guys going up there with hard stuff. Keller, definitely an umpire that isn't afraid to call strikes up in that part of the strike zone. Well, pretty clear to me. He was trying to go deep right there, but you got to get a pitch that you can handle.
Next one misses, ball one. What about an umpire's height? How much of a role does that play in your experience and what the strike zone is like?
Yeah, I think it pushes the strike zone up a little bit, which, you know, as a former hitter, you like that. You wanted the ball up. You didn't want to have to deal with stuff down in the zone consistently.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all four guys, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great. It's a little drop and drive on that swing. Thanks.
Santiago Espinal next up for the Blue Jays.
Now.
Severino. Ground ball could be two. Reb fired to second, and that's two. Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. Good contact guy, good defender. On the ground, right side. To first, one away here in the fifth. Back now in the Bronx, and now Rick Reb.
He's definitely a talented player. He can hit the ball a mile, and they're just hoping for him to have some more consistency so he can establish that next level here in the big leagues.
Singing 4 homers in 22 games at Old Yankee Stadium. What do you remember?
Well, I remember my rookie year hitting 2 in one game, and you know, before that game in the clubhouse, there was a gentleman there who owned a suit company there in downtown Manhattan, and he said to me, "Hey kid, you hit a home run in the game tonight. Come over to the store tomorrow and I'll give you a free suit."
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
So I went into the game. I happened to hit 2. When I walked into the store the next day, and he looked at me, he said, "You're trying to put me out of business, aren't you?" And that was a great experience that I had as a rookie playing against the Yankees, playing in New York.
The 0-2. To the right side, and it stays fair, and that rolls into the corner. Now he turns and heads for second. In safely, it's a leadoff double in the fifth.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ball game.
And next for New York, Oswaldo Cabrera. So did Super Joe give you 2 suits?
Super Joe hooked me up with 2 suits.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Reb coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. And he's in there. A run comes in on the play.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Base is empty with 2 away. Here's a big power threat. Rick Reb. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Phillips makes the catch, and that'll do it. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And now it's 1-2. Up the middle, Reb gathers and throws to first, and that will. Dalton Varsho digs in now. Double play ball to second. Reb to second. That's 1. Over to first. Safe. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice. Whit Merrifield up to the plate.
Here we go.
To the right side. Reb. Now 1 gone in the 9th.
The batter on the box, second baseman, Santiago.
He's 2 outs away. Now it's the second baseman, Rick Reb. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. The Yankees looking to rally. 0-2 as he waves at that one.
One thing on his mind right there with that swing. He's trying to go deep.
Ball one there. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
No, it's kind of tough right here. Closer comes in and he strikes out the first two.